Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We from Group 6 will present the result of our discussion on business relationships with group members Dava Asya, Monalisa Agnes Permata, Naisha Putri Rahmania, and Anissa Fadila. Presentation table of contents. 1. Comprehending business relationship. 2. Agency or distributor. 3. Franchising or exclusive rights. 4. Joint venture. 5. Construct, manage, and convey. 1. Comprehending business relationship. Business relationships refer to the connection that exists among all entities engaged in trade. This encompasses the interaction between various stakeholders within any business network, including the relationship between employers and employees, employers and business partner, as well as among all companies that collaborate as business partner. How business relationship works. A company business relationships may include a long list of customers, vendors, sales leads, prospective customers, banks, stockbrokers, media, and service providers. Business relationship can also involve city, state, and federal government agencies. Basically, business relationship are the individuals and entities that a business is connected to or is expected to have a relationship with, whether internal or external. Distributor or agency. Agency is usually defined as a legal relationship where a person or agent is authorized to act for on behalf on the principal to carry out business transaction with other parties. Agency is a legal relationship between a brand holder principal and a company in an appointment to carry out assembly, slash making, slash manufacturing, as well as sales or distribution of capital goods or certain industrial product. The principal will be responsible for the action taken by an agent as long as it is done within the limits or the authority given to him. If an agent is found to act beyond the limits of authority, then the agent is responsible for his action. A distributor in an intermediary that distributes product for the manufacturer to the retailer. The product is shipped to a distributor. The distributor then sells the product to the retailer or customer. In the agency business relationship, distributors are different. However, in daily business practice, the two are usually combined. Type of distributor or distributor category. 1. Broker. Broker are marketing intermediaries who bring together producer and consumer to carry out contract or buying and selling transaction. The compensation obtained by a broker is in the form of cartain of provision in the form of wage. 2. Importer. Importers are trade that channel product from abroad into the country. 3. Commissioner. A commissioner is an intermediary for buying and selling on his own behalf and is fully responsible for himself. A commissioner is compensated in the form of a commission. 4. Agent. Agent are marketing intermediaries on behalf of the company. Usually, they will sell goods products by the company in a certain area. The compensation received by agent isn't in the form of reduction in product price and actual of commission. 5. Retailer. Retailer are trades who buy a product and resell it directly to consumers. Unlike wholesalers, retailer buy a product in quantities. 6. Wholesale. A wholesaler is a trader who buys a product and then resell it to other traders. They usually buy product in relatively large quantities. Example distribution firms. 1. Good distribution corporation. Example of good distribution companies in Indonesia include PT Mayora, PT Indomarko, PT Indofood, and others. 2. Service Distribution Corporation. Example for service provider in Indonesia include PT BNI Tbk, PT Telekomunikasi Indonesia Tbk, PT Bank Sentral Asia Tbk, among others. Activity Regulation. Regulation of the Minister of Trade Number 24 of 2021 regarding agreement for the distribution of goods by distributor or agent. 2. Regulation of the Minister of Trade Number 66 of 2019. 3. Regulation of the Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia number 238/9/1976 regarding wholesale and medical device. Number 5, Decree of the Minister of Trade number 66/KP/3/1973 regarding sole agency for foreign products fertilizers. The next material will be read by Naisha Putri Rahmania. So Naisha Putri Rahmania, welcome.
I will explain about franchising. A franchise is a marketing or distribution system for goods or services in which a parent company, franchisor, grants individuals or small to medium-sized enterprises franchise exclusive right to operate a specific business model in a designated manner for a definite duration within a specific location. Fundamental attribute of a franchise. 1. A written agreement contract must exist between the franchise and franchisee outlining the terms of the agreement between both parties. 2. Franchisors are required to offer training to franchisees and foster positive business relationship across various facets of the enterprise. 3. Franchises are permitted to operate utilizing the franchisor assets. 3. Franchises possess the authority to oversee their own enterprises. 4. Franchises remain fees or royalties to the franchisor in exchange for the rights granted and the continuous support offered by the franchisor. 6. Franchises possess the right to secure a designated marketing area in which they are the sole entity authorized to promote the goods or service offered. Next, advantage of franchise enterprises. 1. Renowned brand. Benefit from the popularity and recognition of established brands. 2. Established business model. Using a business model that has been proven to be successful and reliable. 3. Assistance and training. Get support and training from the franchise owner to help with running the business. 4. Financial advantage. Have access to economies of scale through collective purchasing and better negotiation. 5. Market analysis. Gain access to comprehensive market research that helps in identifying market opportunities and demand. 6. Promotional support. Get help with marketing and promotional strategies to expand the customer base. 7. Operational uniformity. Implement consistent and standardized operational process across all franchise locations. 8. Streamlined supply chain. Have access to an organized and reliable supply chain to ensure product availability. 9. Community engagement. Become part of franchise community network that can provide support and collaboration. 10. Expansion potential. Can take advantage of expansion opportunities in various locations and different markets for faster business growth. Next, disadvantage of franchise operation. 1. Substantial initial expenses. Requires a significant initial investment to purchase the franchise rights. 2. Royalty fees. Must pay royalties regularly to the franchisor beside of revenue. 3. Restricted creativity. Depends of the guidelines and policies set by the franchisor, which can limit creativity and innovation. 4. Reliance of the franchisor does not have full control over the business because it still depends of the decisions and direction of the franchise owner. 5. Internal rivalry. May compete with other franchises owned by the same owner in the same area. 6. Geographic limitation, usually tied to operational areas specified by the franchisor. 7. Product and suppliers constraints. Limit to product and suppliers specified by the franchisor. 8. Revenue sharing. Must share profits with the franchisor according to the agreement. 9. Ambiguity of contract renewal. There is a risk that the franchise contract will not be renewed once it expires. 10. Pertaining to the franchise owner reputation. If the franchisor is involved in a scandal or legal issue, the franchise business could be negatively affected. Next, franchising example. 1. McDonald's Indonesia, fast food restaurant franchise. 2. KFC Indonesia, fried chicken restaurant franchise. 3. J&T Express logistic and courier service. Next, activity regulation. Government Regulation number 35 of 2025 regarding franchising. 2. Regulation of the Minister of Trade number 71 of 2019 regarding the implementation of franchise.
Thank you to Naisha Putri Rahmania. The next material will be read by Anissa Fadila. To Anissa Fadila, welcome.
Okay, I will explain about joint venture. Joint venture is a form of business collaboration between two or more companies that agree to combine their resources in carrying out a particular project or business. In a joint venture, each company remain independent, but they share profit, risks, and responsibility according to a predetermined agreement. For example, PT Telkom Indonesia and PT Indosat, these two telecommunication companies are working together to develop telecommunication network in infrastructure in Indonesia. Next. The primary objective of establishing a joint venture, the first, distributing risks and profit. Sharing risks, company can reduce the risks they have to bear themselves by sharing risks with their business partner. The second, consolidate resource and skill. Combine can combine their respective resource, technology, and expanding to create a competitive advantage. The third, cost reduction. Save cost companies can save costs because all expense can be shared for business expansion, uh, in increasing innovation. Companies can unlock innovation and development of new project or service. Five, enhance innovation. Increase knowledge and skill. Companies can increase knowledge, skill, and technology transfer. The six, augmenting knowledge and skill, technology transfer. Okay, next. Advantage of joint venture. First, entry into new market. Joint venture can expand the scope of a business by providing access to new market or segments that are difficult to reach independently. Second, result integration. Each company has expand technology or assets that can be leveraged together. Third, risk mitigation. Companies can reduce the risk that must borne in full by sharing risks with business partner. For each enhance efficiency. Joint venture can increase efficiency due to reducing operation and production costs, increasing the efficiency of developing new product or service, optimizing the use of uh, resource sharing costs. For local capacity uh, enhancement. Next, risks of joint venture. One, dispute among partners. Different company in a joint venture may have different culture, vision, and values. Two, challenge in profit sharing. Corporate partners may have difficult reaching fair agreement on profit sharing and operation control of the company. Three, reliance on partner. Company in a joint venture must depend on each other to achieve common goals. Four, challenge in changing partners. company in a joint venture must depend on each. Replacing partner in a joint venture can be a challenge. 5. Deteriorating relations among shareholders. Next. Activity regulation. 1 law number 25 of 2000 sabar. 2007 on investment to government regulation number 27 of 1998 regarding merger, amalgamation, and acquisition of limited liability companies. A 3 law number 14 of 207 on limited liability companies. 4 government regulation number 83 of 2001. 5 president decree number 10 of 2021. Okay.
Thank you to Anissa Fadila. To the next material will be read by Dava Asya. To Dava Asya, welcome.
I will explain about the Build, Operate, and Transfer. A BOT agreement is a cooperative arrangement established between the land right holder and the investor, wherein the land right holder permits the investor to construct a building during the Build, Operate, Transfer period. Upon the conclusion of this period, ownership of this building is transferred back to the land right holder. Next one. The Build, Operate, and Transfer, also we call BOT, model refer to use of state or regional assets with management entrust to a public or regional company. This arrangement involves another party constructing building and or additional facility along with their amenities on the design land. Next one. Who is the subject of the taxation matters in BOT? There's a two subject. There is the first one is investor are granted the authority to construct building and utilize or manage the facility throughout the BOT period. And the second one is the like grant holder who granted the right to investor. Next. To implement this form of Build, Operate, and Transfer, three agreements must be established initially. The phase in the Building, Operate, and Transfer agreement are: the first one is stage of advancement. The initial party convey its land to another party for development purposes. The second one is operational phase, function for securing reimbursement of construction expense within a specified time frame. And the last one is transfer phase. The second party transfer ownership of the commercial building of the land to the landowner. Next one. The advantage of the BOT implementation are experienced by both investor and the loan owner. The advantage are, the first one is efficient resource utilization. The second one is risk distribution. And the third one, or the last one, infrastructure enhancement. Next. There are numerous risks associated with establishing a business relationship that entails the transfer of building. Specifically, the first one is reliance on investor. Landowner becomes significantly reliant on the investor capability and the dedication to fulfill the project in accordance with the agreement. The second one is financial risk. Should the project divide from the established plan, both landowner and the investor may incur substantial financial losses. And the third one is quality of development. There exists a risk that the construction quality may not meet the anticipated standard, potentially leading to issues in the future. Next one. And the next one is activity regulation. There are some rules that divide the BOT, and the first one is law number 23 of 2014 regarding regional government, and the second one is government regulation number 27 of 2014 regarding the management of state regional property. And that's for the BOT. I give back to the moderator.
Thank you to Dava Asha. That's all the presentation from our group. If there is any mistake, we apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.